नमस्कार और स्वागत है आपका एक नए और enriching episode of Revive the Culture Connect में, where we meet with people from diverse backgrounds, trying to find out the age-old practices they have kept alive in the present times, thereby contributing to reviving the culture. We also bring forth to you the possible science and logical reasonings behind these practices. Our guest today is a marketer by profession. Yet she is a true custodian of ancient wisdom, deeply rooted in India's rich heritage. And she ensures that she gets amazing benefits from this timeless knowledge. Ayurveda, from the Atharved, is a science that traces its origin way back over 3000 years ago. Join us as we delve into this fascinating discussion with our guest, exploring the profound insights and practical applications of home remedies derived from ancient knowledge. Please welcome with me Monika Choudhry. Monika is a passionate marketing professional creating captivating brand experiences. She has an extensive work experience, having worked with brands like Hindware, Orient Electricals, Spencer's, Big Bazaar, Ernst Young, Fortis and Mr. Sub, to name a few. She has been part of the India Brand Equity Foundation, which is part of the Ministry of Commerce, contributing to promoting Brand India globally. Currently working as director at Cement Manufacturers Association, she continues to make a significant impact. A winner of the Designer's Choice Award in the prestigious Mrs. Delhi NCR 2019 and being amongst the top 5 finalists, Monika, a mother of two, effortlessly balances her career and family life, inspiring many. Rooted in tradition, Monika cherishes cultural values and enjoys shopping and traveling in her free time. Thank you so much, Monika, that you were able to give us time for this talk show. We welcome you on Revive the Culture Connect. Please let us know what do you have to say about the series.
Thank you for having me on the show, Jyotica. Revive the Culture Connect is such a wonderful initiative, and it so much resonates with my own thought process and my love for keeping the traditional values and customs alive.
How wonderful.
I'm so happy, Jyotika, that you thought of taking these traditional bits from each home and bringing them to the fore, to the public domain. In fact, I've watched all your previous episodes and I've loved them all.
Wow, that is so nice to hear. So encouraging to hear those appreciation words. Yeah, true. We thought that, let's go to each household और वहाँ से हम ढूंढ के निकालें ऐसी चीजें जो आज भी वो कर रहे हैं. Because see, India is globally known as a cultural country, but what makes it is the culture that is followed in every household. And
Completely.
that's how we are talking to you today. And we are so keen to know what are your ways of reviving the culture. Do share with us.
So today, I would be talking about these natural traditional home remedies.
Yes.
Most of them which are taken from my mother, and rest of them came when I had this very severe episode of sinus, and I was told by the doctors that there is no other treatment other than undergoing a surgery.
Mhm.
And that was the point in time when I decided to shift to Ayurveda.
Mhm.
And it really, really helped me at that point in time. And that's when, I was already following some from my mother. And then this was the turning point where I started doing more than, what I was
It
doing
brought in a
earlier.
shift in the way you think about things. I think that's how.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
See,
yes,
it is
completely.
very something which is a fact is, modern science vis-a-vis the ancient techniques from, what we've mentioned as Ayurveda, which is so, more than 3,000 years old. So while the modern science has a different way to approach, treating people from ailments, there is alternative science wherein alternative medicine wherein Ayurveda and homeopathy also is included, which have a different approach altogether. And I'm sure you would agree that it depends on individual to individual, the belief system, and how it is. It cannot be recommended to anybody. So you thought so because of various reasons that you felt that you wanted to shift from.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely. In fact, every each stream of medicine, I would say, has their own advantages.
Mhm.
And here, this is what I'm talking about is what I am using at my home and which has helped me in my day-to-day life.
Correct.
And as we know, Ayurveda has been integral part of Indian culture. It's been, like you said, has been there from a long, long time. So, and it really, helps you in day-to-day, it helps in curing your ailments rather than just
Mhm.
subsiding your symptoms. So that's where it really helps.
So this is going to be really interesting. You're a marketer who talks about products and brands around you all the time, but here you are,
Yeah.
holding tightly the, the roots, the ancient roots, the teachings that the generations have passed on to you. So I'm sure it's going to be really interesting to know more about it. Let's hear from you.
Yeah. So, like you said, that being a marketer, I have to adapt to the changing times. But I also believe in not leaving my roots behind. I would, like to mention in one of your episodes, you said, talked about the kite philosophy. And I completely, completely believe in this, kite philosophy, where I say that, the kite would fly as high as possible until, the thread is in the hands. So that
Bingo.
guidance is
Right.
definitely required.
Very true.
So that's
Very,
what I believe in.
very true. Very true.
Yeah, yeah. So, I'll start with one very simple remedy that I still use in my house, which my mother used to use for us, is, when children are playing and they tend to twist, my daughter especially, she tends to twist her ankle each time. And, each time I can't put anything, you can't give you allopathy. So what I do is I soak her feet in this hot water with alum powder in it.
Okay.
And yeah, and it does help in subsiding the swelling, and also it also helps in subsiding the pain.
Acha.
So
So alum, when
yeah,
you say, are you referring to fitkari? Commonly known
fitkari,
as
correct,
fitkari. Okay.
commonly known as
तो
fitkari,
उसकी
right,
अपनी
right.
यूनिक प्रॉपर्टीज हैं जिसकी वजह से उसकी इतनी बेनिफिशियल यूजेस हैं, कमिंग टू नो फ्रॉम यू,
बिल्कुल,
राइट?
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल. So Fitkari is basically, it has got antibacterial and anti-astringent properties. In fact, I got to know, Jyotika, about this when you spoke to me about this show, and I, Googled about it, and I found that, of course, it has got a scientific
हाँ,
side to it
करते
as
तो
well.
हैं, यूज
Not
कर
in,
रहे हैं, करते चले आ रहे हैं, बट लेट्स ऑल्सो
बिल्कुल,
अंडरस्टैंड. करेक्ट,
बिल्कुल,
वेरी ट्रू.
बिल्कुल,
ओके.
बिल्कुल.
आई थिंक साइंटिफिकली इट इज नोन एज पोटेशियम एलम और पोटेशियम एल्यूमिनियम सल्फेट, जो फिर.
Potassium aluminum sulfate, yeah, right. And it has a property, where it helps in shrinking or constricting the tissues, and that's how it helps in relieving the pain or the swelling.
Oh, so see, it is so meaningful, more meaningful now. So our kids, they are science students. They want to understand. तो उनको जब ये पता लगता है कि a very simple thing, very easily found in the household, fitkari, what it is known as, in its scientific names, and it's because of its unique properties, it can be used in a way. So I'm sure आपके घर पे भी इस तरीके के सवालों के जवाब आप अब दे पा रहे होंगे to your
हाँ,
kids.
अब मैं दे पा रही हूँ कि पहले तो आई यूज टू से कि बिकॉज वी डू इट बिकॉज इससे स्वेलिंग कम होती है इसलिए हम कर रहे हैं. बट
Yeah,
नाउ नाउ दैट आई नो द साइंटिफिक रीजन आई बिकम मोर
right.
वाइजर.
Right, right. No, I also
या.
incidentally have seen the usage of fitkari in my household. Not very, very oftenly used, but yeah, at times I've seen, as an aftershave, it has been used. So I think
यस,
ये जो आपने
यस,
बताया ना,
यस.
इसकी जो astringent properties है, possibly because of that it is used. And I also heard that, it has the ability to stop the bleeding,
Yes,
when and
yes,
promote
yes.
the blood clotting. So this is so wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm amazed to hear all this usage और इतना आराम से और easily आप घर पे use कर रहे हैं. That makes it even more interesting. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So what are the other
And
things? I'm sure there are many
so
more things that
other things, yeah, yeah, completely. There, in fact, there are a lot of things which I'm doing at home.
right.
One would be, mustard oil, usage of mustard oil in navel. We've
Okay.
been doing it since long,
Mm.
and it's basically to ward off dryness, and it nourishes the skin because as we know, that navel is the only point in our body where around 72,000 energy channels merge.
Hmm.
And that has been the science behind it, that if you put, in fact, not only mustard oil, I've heard people using different kinds of oil in navel.
Correct.
I've
Correct.
been
This
using
is
mustard
very
oil.
much in talks currently with the impact of social media around us. That
Yeah,
we come up with a lot of home remedies. We come up with a lot of simple things around us, and uske hum benefits jante hain. So rightly said, navel is a very important part of our body right from the time when there's a inception of life. In a mother's womb, when there's a baby, there's a connection with the mother and the baby through the navel. So it definitely, I'm sure, is something which holds on to that connection even when we are we are born, and our navel is almost like an epicenter, and it
completely,
so the
completely agree.
properties of mustard oil put in the navel helps you in relieving some problems, is what you're
So
saying.
it basically, what I know is for warding off dryness on the skin. It
Okay.
nourishes the skin basically, and it has also got heating property. Heat in the sense that mustard oil is supposed to be warm oil. So
Hmm.
then it provides that warmth also in the winters. So
Hmm.
that's the reason I've been using it since long.
Hmm. True, true, true. And that's why we hear so many other usages of, different oils in the belly button, as they also call it popularly, the navel. And it is an area from where the penetration happens very fast. And
Fast. Yeah.
yeah, and
And
various benefit it gives. That's
yeah.
very, very nice to know about this also.
So, while we are talking about oils here, Jyotika, I would also like to tell you about another oil which I have been using since long. This is, related to my sinus,
Okay,
and this is Sadbindu oil, controlling my chronic symptoms of my sinus. And
okay.
I've also heard that, it helps with migraines.
Acha, okay.
Yeah.
So,
So,
you've been using this to help you relieve from your triggered sinuses and all. Okay.
yeah, completely. In fact, since the time I warded off that surgery, I've been using the Sadbindu oil and all the other Ayurvedic medicines which I was given. And this is one oil, which has really helped me in the sense that, whenever we have this change of season, I
Hmm.
start using it so that, पहले से ही थोड़ा सा वो बेटर हो जाए नेजल जो कंजेशन शुरू होता है
Hmm.
that becomes better with it. So
मैं देख पा
it
रही हूँ कि
really
कितना
helps.
इंटीग्रेटेड सा लग रहा है ये जो हमारी ट्रेडिशनल टेक्निक्स हैं, प्रैक्टिसेस हैं, ये ऑलमोस्ट आपके लाइफ में अच्छे से इंटीग्रेटेड सी दिखाई दे रही है विद यू, विद द किड्स, एंड आई एम श्योर अदर
बिल्कुल।
फैमिली मेंबर्स एज वेल इन द हाउस, एंड दैट्स व्हाट इट इज कि हमने इन चीजों को कैसे हम पकड़ के रख सकते हैं. सो इट इज सो वंडरफुल टू नो ऑल दिस, भूमिका. ग्रेट.
Thank you. In fact, Jyotika, if you look at the ancient Ayurvedic texts like Charak Samhita, Sadbindu oil has got mentioned there.
ओके.
And अगर आप scholars देखें जैसे कि सुश्रुता, चरक, वाग्भट, इन लोगों ने already सदबिंदु oil के बारे में बात करी है. So it definitely derives from Ayurveda. It's
आई
basically
एम श्योर जो आप कह रहे हैं बिल्कुल इट मस्ट बी देयर, बिकॉज सुश्रुता आपने जो नाम लिया, ही इज नोन एज द फादर ऑफ इंडियन मेडिसिन. ही इज द वन जिन्होंने शैल्य तंत्र, विच इज बेटर नोन एज सर्जिकल साइंस इन इंग्लिश, इस
बिल्कुल
इसको फर्स्ट टाइम इन्होंने लाया था. एंड he has also written the Shushruta Samhita, which is again about this part of ancient techniques used in treatments. So
right.
definitely, and that is why Ayurveda is a science which backs as old as over 3,000 years. So
Yeah.
it is
And
so.
I believe that Ayurveda is being practiced in each and every home in India in some or the other way. It
बिल्कुल
is either
100%.
it's derived from Ayurveda or directly from Ayurveda, and it really works for us.
राइट, राइट, राइट. या इनफैक्ट एवरी हाउस होल्ड, जैसा आपने बोला बिल्कुल सही, कि हर घर में कहीं ना कहीं आयुर्वेदिक रेमेडीज, होम रेमेडीज डिराइव फ्रॉम आयुर्वेदा यूज हो रही हैं, बिकॉज एवरी हाउस होल्ड इज फुल ऑफ very powerful ingredients from the kitchen, which are very helpful. And the first name which tops the list is turmeric. And in fact, turmeric ko lekar ke there was a challenge where finally in 1990s India won the battle with USA over the turmeric patent. And
Correct.
it is a ingredient of grandma's remedies in India for centuries. So we are glad that we won this challenge and the patent was cancelled, the US
Yeah.
patent. So
Yeah.
it's
Haldi, in
very
fact,
true.
has been used. Yeah, haldi. I was saying that haldi, in fact, has been used in Indian households for a long time. I remember that, when we used to have these cuts or wounds,
Mm.
my mom used to put some haldi powder. और हम बात करें तो उसमें एक active ingredient होता है which is called curcumin,
Mhm.
and it has got wonderful antiseptic properties. So,
Correct.
so haldi is supposed to be antioxidant, blood purifier, and an antiseptic. So
Correct.
even if you take kachi haldi ka pani, it helps with your cough and colds. So
Yeah.
it's again,
And during the pandemic, I think we've a lot of things we have experimented and tried to come out of the chronic illness the way it was coming, and everything
right.
came out from our these home remedies. A lot of things came out. Of course,
Right.
there are other things to be considered while we are taking these home remedies. One solution to me is not a solution to everybody else's. I'm sure you would
Of
agree
course.
to that as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Right. So it is important that we understand before we use any such thing instead of directly advocating to others. So that is not the idea of this discussion at all. So that is one thing I would like to tell my
Completely. This
viewers and
is,
listeners.
yeah.
Yes.
In fact, here, Jyotika, we're talking about things that have worked for us and which are basically derived from Ayurveda. So
Mm,
each science, like I mentioned earlier, each medicine science would have their own advantages and importance, of course.
mm,
And here we're not professing any one of them. Each one has their own importance, but this is what has worked for me in
mm,
my household. And other than the ones that we have spoken about, I follow a lot others as well.
mm.
So this has really worked for me.
That is so wonderful. I feel this discussion has been very, very valuable and meaningful now to a lot of people who are doing it in the house but did not know what and why. Is this useful? यूज हो रहा है, उससे फायदे मिल रहे हैं, लेकिन ऐसा क्या है उसके साथ में जिसकी वजह से फायदे मिल रहे हैं? सो आज आपसे
बिल्कुल।
बातचीत करके आई थिंक वी ओपनड अप अ लॉट मेनी doors to all those questions which have got answered now. So that's what the entire purpose of the series is: Revive the Culture Connect, answering questions that we have in our mind but never thought of trying to find out. So here we are talking to Monica, and I'm so glad that you were able to spend time. And we have explored with you, Monica, a lot many ancient remedies which we have derived from our very own Ayurvedic science. And we've learned how these home remedies pass down through generations. They are a treasure to us, treasure to our cultural heritage. And it makes a lot of sense to cherish them, to preserve them, and to, as much as possible, stay connected with them. So I can ask my viewers and listeners if they have any queries, they can put up to you on your email ID, which will be mentioned in the description box. And till we
Absolutely.
meet again on another exciting, enriching episode of Revive the Culture Connect, I'll sign off for now. Stay connected, keep celebrating, and keep reviving the roots that truly make us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jyotika. Wonderful talking to you, Jyotika. Thank you so much.